Today we'll delve into the concept of absolute obedience in Islam and how it relates to worship. Drawing from Quran and Hadith, we'll understand the importance of obeying Allah and His Messenger, while also recognizing the importance of the limits of the other authorities in our lives. We'll explore examples from our society to see the practical application of these principles. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسولنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala states in the Quran, أَلَمْ أَعْهَدْ إِلَيْكُمْ يَا بَنِي آدَمَ أَلَّا تَعْبُدُوا الشَّيْطَانَ إِنَّهُ لَكُمْ عَدُوٌّ مُبِينٌ وَأَنْ يَعْبُدُونِي هَذَا صِرَاطٌ مُسْتَقِيمٌ. O children of Adam, did I not command you not to worship Satan? For he is to you a clear enemy, and that you worship me. This is the straight path. In this verse, Allah commands us not to worship Satan, but instead worship him alone. Scholars have interpreted the word worship here in the verse to mean obedience. Absolute obedience is due only to Allah. Obeying Allah and the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is a fundamental aspect of our faith and ensures we stay on the straight path. In Islam, obedience to leaders, parents, or other authorities is not absolute. It is conditioned to their adherence to the commands of Allah and His Messenger. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "There is no obedience in sin. Obedience is only in what is right." This means that if someone in authority commands us to disobey Allah, we must not comply. Our ultimate loyalty and obedience are only to Allah. This principle protects us from blindly following leaders or societal norms that contradict our faith. Consider the example of Pharaoh and his demand for absolute obedience. When the magicians believed in Musa without Pharaoh's permission, he reacted with fury. Pharaoh said, "You believed in him before I gave you permission? Surely this is a conspiracy you have plotted in the city to drive out its people. Soon you will know. I will cut off your hands and feet on opposite sides, then I will crucify you all." Pharaoh's reaction highlights the nature of tyrants who demand for absolute obedience, equating themselves with divinity. Such figures, whether historical or contemporary, expect their subjects to follow their command unquestioningly, often leading to oppression and injustice. In our modern society, we have to be very vigilant about whom we follow, whom we obey, whether it's political leaders, employers, or cultural norms. Our obedience should be measured and critical. Blind obedience can lead to moral and spiritual downfall, whereas informed and conscious obedience to Allah safeguard our faith and our integrity. Reflect on a situation where societal pressure and authoritative comments conflict with Islamic principles. For instance, in workplaces where unethical practices are normalized, a Muslim must stand firm and refuse to participate, even if it means facing consequences. This steadfastness is a form of worship, demonstrating loyalty to Allah above all else. In conclusion, absolute obedience is a form of worship which belongs only to Allah, while we are required to obey and respect those in legitimate authority. This obedience has limits. It is conditioned upon their adherence to Islamic principles. By maintaining this balance, we ensure our actions align with our faith, safeguarding our spiritual integrity. Remember, our obedience reflects our worship. May Allah guide us all to obey Him and His Messenger, peace be upon him. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.